Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Jesse's Garage. We're excited to have you stop by the shop today. We're really excited because today we're going to be looking at an ultrasonic cleaner. I'll tell you, Adrian over at Anbull reached out and he said, "Hey Jesse, I noticed you've been using the ultrasonic cleaner over there, and we thought maybe you would like a comparison. Tell us what you think about ours." And I thought, well, hey, why not? We can do that, right? And so now, I have that 30-liter one, so that's a big one. I really don't regret having the big one because I can throw my big tools in it. So, they asked me, what size do you want? And I said, something on the smaller side. I just want to kind of see what a smaller one would do. I'm not picky. We're not trying to get rich or anything like that. So just give me something smaller. And that's what they sent. Now, this is the box that the ultrasonic cleaner's in. It actually came in another box that was well packaged all the way around so to cause less damage. So I'm excited about that. That's always a good thing. And then my thought is, where I have my Evaporust? Remember the Barbicide jars that I use? I mean, those are still cool. I still want to use them. But I had a comment a long time ago that said, "Hey, Jesse, if you heat up the Evaporust, it actually works even better." Well, I never tried it out. So that's kind of my thought over here. Can we do something like that here? Typically I put the cleaner in it, which I already have that for my big one, but I kind of wonder what it would do with some Evaporust. Let's kind of take a peek and let's see. First, let's unbox it. Are you ready? All right, let me get the camera turned around and we'll open it up and let's see how we do. So we got the box here, so let's go ahead and open it up. It looks like everything's well taped. Sometimes you have those boxes that come about that they only tape the very minimum. So this one is all the edges, all the seams are taped up. So that's exciting. I like that. That tells me that they're taking some pride in what they're doing. So I don't know anything about Anbull, but other than what Adrian sent over on that email, very pro email, by the way. And so I love that. So we have some little styrofoam, not styrofoam, but some little foam cushions at the end here. And sure enough, he sent me a smaller one. This is exactly what I was wanting. I didn't want anything huge. And so I just wanted something that I could kind of play around with. So let me get this out of the way. Put this one back in play here. So it comes with this plastic on here. So let's see how we can unwrap this and kind of get this bad boy open. Not sure where that's at, but oh, there it is, to the lid. And so we have our lid. I'm just going to tear that open there. So I love that. Okay, so here we go. There's one piece. And then inside here, it looks like we have our instruction manual. It looks like we have a clamp and also a little filter drain right here. So that'll go on the drain. Inside here, looks like our electrical cord is there. Gives us a little strainer here so we can put some small parts. I love these, by the way. I use it on my other one a lot. And so I think that this could be, that's always a nice addition that way. And one thing that this one comes with, it comes with this hose line. And my bigger one that I paid some pretty good money for did not. And so I'm going to appreciate that. All right, so we have our basket. And so we love that part there. And then let's unwrap the plastic here and check out the main event here. So as we go through and look at this, this is where that hose would go onto. And that's the other thing. The other ball valve that I have on my big one just has a female end. And I keep thinking I need to go to the store and buy me something like this, a little adapter I can hook on a tube so I can drain it easier. Right now, I have to hold a 5-gallon bucket up there just to get it to drain. This is going to be nice. Put the 5-gallon bucket on the floor and let it drain out naturally. A win. This is a big time win for me already coming out of the gate. So same type of ball valve that we have right here. So I love that. Those are, in my opinion, probably the best. And as you can see, we have Anbull and so ultrasonic cleaner. And then we have the same kind of setup. We can adjust the temperature up and down. We can turn it on and off. We can adjust the time, turn it on and off. And so it has some indicators on here. Forbid no fluid operation, so don't run it without any fluid. Water level must be 2/3 at least full, and caution hot liquid, and then and so it must be connected, so with the ground. All right, now the other thing I can tell you just right out of the gate, let's see if I'm right. Ah, yes, I am. You see how these handles, now I got to tell you, people ask me all the time, Jesse, what ultrasonic cleaner are you using? And I just tell them what I have. But what I appreciate about this one, now the other one I bought with my own money. Anbull was kind enough to send this to us just to test it out. But right now, I got to tell you, the handle is inside. So I have to put my fingers, my thumbs in here, pick it up, and I have to dip it into that water. Now, that cleaner that I have in there is 130 degrees or so. And so that gets kind of warm. So I'm going to really appreciate these little handles that are just right here. Man, how nice is that, right? And so I don't have to get my fingers wet to get it out of there. So this little strainer, beautiful, beautiful addition. So far, I am impressed. Has these beautiful black handles on it. So this is kind of smaller. The other one probably doesn't have the black handles, I don't believe, but nor do I move it around, right? And so this is going to be really nice. So on the back side, let's look at that real quick before we get to plugging it in. And so as we can see, we have some venting down here. We have our on and off switch, and then we have our plug in there. All right, and then on the bottom side, just for kicks and giggles, this is what it looks like. And so it has some more venting, and it also has a fan and some rubber feet. All right, well, that's the unboxing of it. So far, so good. Everything looks very pro. I love it, especially these handles. And then, of course, that lid will go on it just like this as we go through. Now, the other thing you can do is just flip these in, which might actually get it to seal better, yeah. So you can actually do it either way, whichever way you want to do it. But that's going to keep it sealed pretty good. And this matters because of maybe retaining that heat that we go through. All right, there's the unboxing. Let's go set it up. I'm going to show you where we're going to do it. And let's kind of clean off our bench top and make room for this bad boy. Here we go. Okay, you can see I got a mess going on over here. So I've been cleaning some tools, got them set up on the side here. We're going to go through and just start cleaning this up, and then we'll go from there, okay? So I'm going to probably put you on a little bit of fast forward, and let's see how we go. So give me just a moment. So that's what we have thus far in regards to that. So now let me go and grab the machine and let's put it in place here. Okay, so we got this part. So now let's find its new home here. Before I do that, what we want to do is go through and let's connect up this hose. And I'm just going to barely put it on there because I'm going to get this clamp out of here. There's a couple pieces, remember? So one of them is going to be the clamp that we have here. The other one's going to be the drain. And so with the drain, we're going to take out this basket for just a moment. And we're going to place that drain right down in here. And the reason why that's so important, incidentally, is because as you go through, you don't want any debris getting down past this little drain portion here. So we want it just to be about as clean as we can get it here. So Just gonna bend these in just a tiny little bit and then push down on it, and voila, that's what it looks like right there. Okay, so we got that part. Put our basket back in, that'll be fine. We can do that. And then we have our clamp, and so we're gonna come right in here and do it this way, so we don't have to fish it all the way through. All right, so we got that. Now let me get a screwdriver. Okay, so we got that where it can drain there. So what we're gonna do, what I wanted to do, is to kind of push it right back in this corner here, just like that. So maybe even a little bit further. I still have a little bit of a drainage area that I can do right along the side here. So that's gonna work out good. Kind of go right in front of that. And voila. So that's kind of my setup where what I'm going after here. So I'm hoping that's gonna make a little bit of sense for us. And then kind of go from there. All right. So now that I have that, then what we're going to do, I should have probably plugged it in as far as into the back of the machine first, but we're going to plug it in and run our cord. So we're going to take off our plastic piece. So now I know roughly where I want it to be, just like that. Then we're going to go through and run that in. So let's see how I can get it turned around just a little bit. Right over here, and I'm just going to plug this in. Okay, so we are back. So now I got it plugged in, got my hose connected up, and so we have our piece that's here, our lid. We have our basket in there. So on the back side, incidentally, there's a little button that we showed you earlier. You kick that on and you can hear the fan going, right? So here's where we can adjust the temperature. I always like to do mine about 60 or so. See some guys doing it even higher than that. And so let's just see 65. And then I always test it out. It defaults to 4, but I do the first initial run at 5. Now we're not going to turn it on yet because this is the power and the power. The power for the heater, which we don't have anything in it. And remember the instructions, don't turn it on without anything in it. And then here is the on and off button for the timer, right? And so that's what we have there. And so we're going to go through and put some liquid in there and let's see how it does. I'll be right back here. Okay, so I got my Evaporust, and this is a pretty good size. In fact, I didn't even see what size it was. I'll have to look at that and see on this particular model what size it is. But I have almost a gallon of Evaporust with me here, and so we're going to pour this inside there, and we're going to test out. Does it make a difference if you heat up the Evaporust, and does it work more effectively and faster or not? But I kind of want something that's a little bit cleaner than my Barbicide jars. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and start pouring it in here. Now, one thing I do appreciate about this cleaner, incidentally, is that it is it's long. It's not real wide, but it is definitely long. And so I do appreciate that portion there. Now remember, it has to be 2/3 full, so that's more than 2/3, but it's not full either. So, but it did take up my gallon there. So that part is cool. So I love that. And then we're going to come over here and see what we can do to take it to the next level here, right? And so what that means is we're going to find something to put in there. So real quick, I'm going to turn it back on because remember I turned it off. And check that out. It held what I put in there from before I turned it off, because I turned it off for the fan noise. So it held. So I love that. All right. So let's find a tool. I'll be right back. Let's see what we can dump in there, okay? And real quick before I go find that tool, let me go ahead and turn on the heater. So I'm turning on the heater now, and then let's see what that does. I'll be right back. Okay, so I found a couple breaker bars that I picked up along the way. You can see this one's an old Craftsman. Hopefully you can see that. And so this one has a little bit of rust right there. So we want to kind of see what we can do to get that cleaned up. This one's pretty good, just a little dirty. I did kind of dip it in some water and wash it off, but this is an old plum that I found at an estate sale. So we're going to look at those and see how we do. But that's what we have. So let's try to throw these in there. Let's see if they fit in my basket, which I believe that they will. So if they fit in the basket, they'll fit in there. So voila. All right, so there's a couple pieces. I don't know if I have anything else or not. All right, so now what we're going to do is to go through and dip this inside there just like that, right? And then we're going to lay that down. And the nice thing about this, I don't know if you can see it, but these are not touching the evapor rust. So we're going to put our lid on. That seals it up. And now let's go ahead and turn it on. You ready? All right, here we go. We're going to let this run. In fact, I'm going to try to turn this up to about 15 minutes. Okay? And so you see the heater's going on already because the light is on. We're going to hit here. And then we're going to let that run for just a little while. We are back. So you can see it's been a little longer than 15 minutes because the timer's already expired, but it's already gotten up to 63, 64 degrees. It was hovering right there. Our goal is 65. So we're going to come through. We're going to let that condensation there kind of weak back in there. And then we're going to open this up. And again, you know how so nice it is, because remember, I typically have it at 60, so I put it at 65, so it's even hotter yet. So let's see what it looks like so far. And so hopefully, I didn't put a rag down. In fact, let me do that real quick. Piece of towel, so that way we don't make a mess on our top here. And let's kind of take a peek and see what this looks like here. So we're going to come through and put that right there. Sorry about that, bumped the camera. And this sucker is pretty hot, but as you can see, that thing is pretty clean as we go through and look at that. So that part is awesome, but this is the one that really had the most on there. So as you can see, I'm just rubbing that off. Just coming off in my hands. And so let me go wash them with the water real quick, and then let's see how we do. I'll be right back here. Okay, we are back. I got it all wiped down with some water, and as we can see here, I didn't scrub on it or anything. I just wiped it down with some water and went through and wiped all the water off with a rag. But my goodness, remember those spots? Look at that. How fast did that work, right? And so now it still needs to be polished out here and there, but my goodness, love that. So here's the old plum. I think I got it backwards, but the old plum that we had here, I think is spotless as well. I don't know, guys. I think I'm kind of a fan of this evapor rust inside the ultrasonic cleaner. The size-wise, love the size. So I mean, to me, I'm excited that I got the big 30 liter over here and then the 6.5 liter over here. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, especially with this Craftsman. I mean, it just, so when I wiped it, you could just see it on my finger. It just kind of wiped right off. And so love that. Of course, we all know how good evapor rust is, but just to work that quick, I think is pretty cool. All right, so there we go. So there is what we have so far in our test model. Let me get the camera turned around. I'll give you some final thoughts and we'll go from there. Okay, what do you think about that? I took off my hat because I was working. All right, but check this out. Again, just to kind of look at this old Craftsman here, this is how good it turned out for us here. My goodness, remember it had those brown spots? It still has, we still need to polish it, but here's the trick. I did not put it in the ultrasonic cleaner with the cleaning agent, with the degreaser. I didn't do that step. I skipped that step purposely just so we could put it in the evapor rust and just to kind of see. If I were to take this exact same thing and put it in that ultrasonic cleaner for the degreaser, I think that it would even come out cleaner than that. And then of course we got that old plum. That old plum turned out pretty good as well. And so love that. And so guys, I'm kind of digging on it. And so, but that's my setup. Adrian, thank you so much for sending that over and letting me test it out. I'm a fan. I got to tell you, I'm a fan. The system seems like it's built pretty tough. And compared to the other one, which I'm not going to name, but compared to that other one that I have, you definitely have some nicer features, such as the little hose nipple that at the end for that silicone hose or whatever that hose is that I can drain with, that's a win. The nipple's a win. The handles that flip in, that's a win. It just seems pretty solid. And the heating element, now I know we don't have as much to heat up, but that heating element, man, it got up to temperature just that fast. So again, for me, I think it's a great addition to the shop. If that's something you're looking forward to, there's a link in the description below. Make sure you click on it, go check it out and see if that works for you. And tell us your experience down in the comments. Do you do evapor rust in it? And if not, tell us what you use it for. Is it just a degreaser? Is it just water? That sort of thing. But anyways, that's my setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. First time here, hit that notification button, hit that like button. And then if you're not already a subscriber, this is what we do. We have all kinds of fun around here, and we hope that you join us for that. All right, friends, and until next time, we'll see you on the next video.